So, right. So, so, yeah. So I guess also on top of everything else, like I haven't actually because I just got so disgusted from the leading up part. It's like I haven't really checked into the whole Paul Flores trial thing. I know that's supposed to be going on soon. So, where we go from there. Personally, I want to stab him right in his fucking throat and watch him bleed out. That's what I want to do. But could care less. Actually, I just want my money so I can get the fuck far away from all these fucked up people. Uh, Still saying, hey, Kristen Smart's family. If you're just curious, I mean, who knows? I don't know, but squirrel brings human foot bone to boy's front porch. Boy is talking about little girl's dead body, not Kristen Smart. There's no way, because the little girl that I'm talking about, the dead body was very, very small. Uh, but yet the foot bone was not small. That possibly was from uh, a more adult-sized body. The one that the squirrel brought to my front porch. But either way, I'm thinking since the squirrel likes to hang out and play. Since the squirrel usually hangs out and plays like over in that area, I'm thinking it's like the angle of the roof and like you can stuff probably a hole, and or over here like the squirrel hangs out over here a lot too. But we cut this hole and I've already went into like something doesn't look right up there. Uh, as far as like the beams go, and it's very hard to tell. I'm sorry, even I mean even expertise like looking into it, it's like a little bit hard to tell from like even the outside, and the only thing that I can keep saying to myself is like, yeah, but the roof doesn't end where the lights end, and I can see where the lights are, and it seems like the roof ends like right after the lights, like, and it's like, well, then that means that there's possibly space to put a body. And then anyway, I know that the cops don't give a shit because then there would have been one here already with it's not like they don't make what do they make, like fucking 90 grand? You know what I'm saying? Are you telling me that like I couldn't have met like one friendly cop that would have been like, okay, listen, here, I've seen your videos. Uh, I'll lay out the money. I'll lay out the money. What are we talking? And I'll help you do the work, and we'll document the shit on camera. It's like, yeah, it's like, all right, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, honestly, how much could it honestly fucking cost to like rip a few fucking pieces of sheetrock down and like like really get to like the inner core of the fucking understand? Bullshit. Fuck yous all. I hate yous all. Like, I mean, I really do. I really fucking, you're all cunts. You don't deserve $10, let alone fucking, 70, 80 grand that you start out as, or whatever the fuck your salaries are. Like, you fucking chumps. Anyway, so, yeah, so moving on from there. And so, anyway, I'm waiting for that whole thing to possibly roll down, and then in the meantime, there's also me running into Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie a couple weeks back. I mean, if it wasn't them and she was alive, then because now we're talking murder case, right? That's what we're talking. We're talking murder case. Because if that wasn't Gabby Petito, which of course it was Gabby Petito, but then who the fuck did I see? Because I mean, personally, I was like, wait a minute. It looked like she had a little bit of acne going on, and like in no photo does she have acne, but like it looked kind of a little bit like she had a little acne going on. So I don't know if uh but yeah, no, there's definitely a good chance that was her, and if not, it was a look-alike. So then he's like moved on, because I've met a lot of people that look like Brian Laundrie, okay, which the name just reminds me of the time that little girl called me into the house and like had all the dirty laundry, oh, actually the clean laundry, all thrown all over the floor, and she's like standing there, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And it was like, and then this fucking retard comes in and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, man. Your fucking family member seems to like, she's trying to mate. I don't know. Who taught her this? I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, like pick up the clothes, kid. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the whole fucking thing. And trust me, there was nothing. That's why I'm speaking about it. That's why I find that I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, why are you showing me this? Why are you fucking? It just doesn't. I don't give a fuck anymore about so many fucking loser fucks. I can't. Unfortunately, when I say loser fucks, like, there's actually a specific fat, balding type of person that, like, is actually in my head, and it's like a reoccurring but not the same person. It's like kind of like a, and I'm just like, wow, man. I'm like, really? Are they all wired that way, man? Probably. They're very, 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 very. Because it's like they're like fucking retarded children that are like dangerous. It's fucked up. It seriously is fucked up. It's fucked up what's going through my head right now. And then I mean that about the fat, bald looking one that's like kind of like troll like. It's like troll like. It's like wow, man. It's like, and then I got to thank all the great friends that were trying to turn me into that. It's like, dude, it's like I look way better than that. And then on top, and I'm not trying to be conceited or anything. I'm just saying it's just fucked up, Yeah, no. Oh man, there is some serious shit still going through my head this morning. That's why I bought another beer. I was like, yep, time to go to sleep. Yep. Oh, don't worry, I'll sleep with my dirty knife. My dirty knife. I use this to cut my steak. It's a lovely knife. It's not rainbow. Oh God, I can only. Oh God, she. Oh God. Still waiting for that episode, Selena. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like, and this is how you prepare Jesus' heart. Oh God. Oh God, it hurts. It all hurts. It all hurts. It's all fucked. This whole fucking thing is so fucked. I fucking love all my friends. Even the friends who tried to kill me. Like, my sympathy has actually, like, turned towards, like, if you would like this problem cleaned up, it's like, here's the list of psychos that I need in order to clean this problem up, like, for everyone, alright? like, meow. Meow. Oh God, that's a horrible memory. That's, at this point, the only thing I'm laughing at. Sort of, it's good. It's good. No, it's good. It's good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I miss my mom. So I just uploaded a small video of like how I'm changing that song, and it's like, Mama. I got to at least, say a few words to her before, like, the day that she was not here no more. I didn't expect for her to die like that. Like, I figured, like, let me go home, do what I got to do at this place, and then I'll be back in a few months to like 2 or 3 months to, like, and that was totally not the case. That's why there's some other things in my head right now, as far as a few tattoos of somebody go. Because see, there's things that I'm still waiting for the sheriff's department to contact me, but they won't, because they're cunts. They're fucking cunts. At this point now, I understand they're fucking full blown cunts. Like they are fucking, they are cunts like no other type of cunts. Like they are the fucking like. Yeah, you know, it's starting to build up. Like if I can't get to him, I might as well just get to somebody that looks like him and fucking do him in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of like along the same basis of why I'm telling them to call me immediately. But they won't because they're cunts, and they're trying to cover up their cuntiness. We're not going to go into this whole cunty thing again. I'm trying to keep this video as clean as possible. So, yeah, no, thank you for taking that last Christmas away from me and my mom. Yeah, Halloween's coming up, you know. Yeah, so I started to write this song, and like the beginning of the song, like in the beginning of me writing the song to my mom, it was like it was like, you know, Mama, I want you to hear this song. So I'm writing as fast as I can, hope I don't take too long. Now, all I'm saying is that like I wanted to hear my mom. I wanted to see my mom there when I finished the song, and I did not expect her to be gone. I knew that was a possibility, but that was not in my head why I was writing that part of the song. That part, you know, she was still there for. It's like she was still alive. She was still like, you know, like, I'll see you tomorrow, Mom. Go to sleep. You know, it's like, and then amongst like talking to her and then like having to like pull out the camera and be like, Mom, do you remember this? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry, I'm recording this. It's like, I would rather not record this, but at the same time, I don't have no like real pictures or anything of you. It's like, you know, it's what I'm saying. It's like there was a lot of shit going down, and I'm like, wow, man. It's like, so in the beginning of me writing the song, it was like, Mama, I want you to hear this song, so I'm writing as fast as I can, hope I don't take too long. Who knows how long I'll have to put just one more smile on your wonderful face. Grandma, you were always mom to me, so I'm sorry we used to argue like you weren't so very special to me. Keeping me as safe as you could from the world you thought I could not see. Lesson you taught to me, Anthony, look for and spot what lying eyes cannot see. 'Cause there's real magic in this world, real as real can be. A little different than the real magic that brought you to me. I lost 2 baby boys before you, then I prayed to God and God sent you to me. And I love you and I worry about you, so please be careful when you go off to play in the woods. Cause there can be some that can be worse than wolves, with stingers and fangs that can bite you. Or because they're children, some only because their children play there too. Others because they're just having a bad day. And are we not all entitled to having a bad day? Then there are some that will just down out spiteful. So make sure that you save your tongue. Make sure that you know, so I went down that road about my mom's song because these are things that, like, you know, somewhat were said and, you know, other in different slightly interpretations, and it's like, you know, it's like they weren't all said within one day or, you know, one moment. It's like, you know, it's like there are certain things that took place that my mom had conversations, but there was no way for a little kid that young to like absorb what was being said to them, even though they could explain it the best way they could, because their vocabulary was pretty intense for a little kid. And yet still, like, you know, like, it's like when I see somebody else's video of like people that I've known, and it's like somebody posted a video of them when they were young. So they posted the video of like when somebody was recording them when they were young, and it's like, that is not how we talked as children. Like, we talked way, when it was like, it was like way more sophisticated between me and the people that I seemingly grew up with. And it was, and like, and then there's, you know, like, that's why I'm saying it's like the words that came out of our mouths compared, like on video, compared to like the actual moment when we were young like that. It's like it is really interesting to me right now, like how that was. Like, that is very, very, it's a very, very interesting thing for me to grasp at this moment. It's like two realities, man. It's like, and yet that was reality. Like, that was that. It's just wow. I could go into my theories or my thesis upon that, uh, having to deal with comfort levels of certain types. So that's all very, very interesting to me. So then I'm like, it's like I don't really like the whole, like, when I started going into, like, so be careful when you go off to play in the woods, because there can be some that are worse than wolves with stingers and fangs that can bite you. Now we're talking like magic, we're talking spirituality, we're talking an actual situation at that point. But at the same time, it's like there's parts of that I'm just like, that's like heavily, like, not so much so, like, I don't really want to go into all of what I would have to go into. So then at the same time, it's like that's what me and my mom started talking about when I started waking up and realizing that there was a lot of things that were going down. That, now, how am I supposed to be mad at my mom when, at least, knowing that, like, certain things that she could not talk to me about, and that was not exactly her fault. And at the same time, it's like there's so much there. And it's like, so I started saying to myself, it's like, well, I like the beginning part of the song, and at least my mom heard that. And my mom, when before my mom passed, like, I know that, like, I was seeing that in her face, like the things that I was saying, she was thinking uh of anything that she could do from where she was, which was basically like laying in bed and just hearing what I had to say, to, like, figure out, like, is there anything or any way that I could give him some sort of clue without being, since she wasn't allowed to just come out and tell me certain things. um but that's why she kept saying to me over and over, and I kept saying, Mom, when was I kidnapped? When did I get kidnapped? When did I get kidnapped? And she's like, and I didn't like go overboard or say, like, like, what do you, I thought, honestly, I was like, what are you talking about? But she wouldn't tell me, and I didn't catch on right away to, like, the fact she couldn't go into details, because she didn't know very many details of that. She knew that that I was gone, and then I came back with my cousin. My cousin and me were gone, and then we came back. That's what she knew. That's what she was aware of. It's like. But what's interesting is, like, like, thinking, like, when I start telling her, hey, Mom, I'm living out over here, blah blah blah. This is the shit I'm going through, and then to think, like, it's like she's like, Anthony, don't you remember when you were kidnapped? And it's like, no, I don't. I freaking, I don't know why I blocked these things out of my head. And then it's like, one of the things I told her was like, Mom, I'm living in the same house that, I'm pretty freaking sure they tried to kill me when I was 17, 18 years old. Now that was more potent in my head, like with the little girl's dead body and fucking the spider and the fucking me trying to lift the fucking roof off to fucking get the fuck out of the house. And yet, one of the last couple conversations I had with my mom, and she said this to me once or twice over the years. And I never freaking remembered that until she passed away. And I was like, oh, wow, wow. And now I can't get my sister on the phone. My sister remembered. I got that on video. But then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, can you get me in touch with so and so? And I don't want to go on the phone alone with these people. So you know, would you mind being on the phone when we get in touch with this person? Nah, man. Nah, man. And now all of a sudden I can't get in touch with her, man. Fuck this. Fuck this. You know? Nah, man. This shit is so fucked up. This shit is so fucked up. So, without, you know, going into like the whole, like, you know, some can be worse than wolves with stingers and fangs and they can bite you, blah blah blah, you know, because of a certain situation that took place, you know. And then there was, like, you know, the Necronomicon and fucking, you know, very young, and the book was wrapped in skin. The book was wrapped in skin. My mother didn't see this exactly. You know, she knew to stay away from certain things that were being presented to her kid, who didn't even realize some of this stuff was so intense. And yet, when they did an analysis on the covering of the book, they found that it was not from the skin that was the skin that the book was wrapped in, which was slightly grayish blue in color, was not from this world. There was nothing on this world that had that type of skin when they ran it through the database of what the fuck is this. So, yeah, I mean, it was more than just that, but that's why I'm saying it's like brownish too. It's like it's fucking weird, man. Look, all I'm saying is that, you know, and it's, you know what, it is what the fuck it is there. And then yeah, so that book was wrapped in skin that wasn't from this planet. Nothing that was ever documented from this planet. So that's cool, crazy, and fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you think. And then let's see. There's That's why I know that cave is real. With the golden, with the golden tablets, the books, all gold, all gold, all gold. Alien writing, strange languages not understood by anybody, but there is a whole library of golden books, golden sheets that are placed in books with knowledge in a cave system. And the only way to find the cave system is to know when to go look for the cave system. It's like Scrooge McDuck, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So that's cool, and fuck everyone. And I really don't like people. I don't like people. So then I'm saying, it's like, hey mom, it's like, so I'm gonna change that song a little bit, because I started saying to myself, like, there's certain things I want to put in, like, that me and my mom talked about and laughed about sort of over the years, and, you know, things that I kind of remembered but didn't remember fully. And like I blocked a lot of my memories out of my head. And but I would, once in a while, I'd remember one thing and bring it up to her, and we'd sit there and be like, "Remember when freaking this happened?" And it's like, even then, she could barely talk to me about most of all of this stuff. There was times that she was able to, like, be like, "Anthony, did you ever think about this, or did you ever remember? Do you remember this, or this happened?" She was able to bring up certain things to me, but not go into things. Like, it was like I had to remember myself, and so that's why I changed the song a little bit, because I wanted to be a little bit more friendlier to people that can sort of relate to some stories, but none of my stories are normal. None of my fucking stories are normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm saying it's like, so I get to the point of the song and it's like, or I'm keeping everything the same up until, like, it's like, "And I love you and I worry about you." And it's like, "Mom, I love you too. And what's there to worry about? Are you talking about the time I was 2 and ran out a little too far in front of that car, trying to catch the breeze? Instead, I met the tops of the trees, along with the sky and the angels in it. And the only reason I came back was because they told me that you would hate this world if I still wasn't in it. Or maybe you're talking about the time the devil came to our house, trying to get me tossed into an electric chair, until I heard an angel tell me where I could tell him to tell his until I heard an angel tell me where I could tell him to take his toothbrush and stick it. He should take his toothbrush and stick it, and not to let the door hit it in the same place on the way out. Or how about the time that Easter morning came around? I had a brand new coat, a foot and a half of snow outside, and there was a foot and a half of snow outside. All I wanted to do was slide until the ice broke, and I was almost turned into little Jack Frost, looking up through the ice." So, until that, basically the way that I got out of that, and I'm not incorporating, like, that my friend was just standing there watching me basically fucking drowned from like a few feet away. Like, I'm not gonna go into, like, like how, like, like I said, okay, well, it's not that deep of water. Like, I mean, it was deep. It was deep for my size. I mean, like, honestly, even when I went down to the bottom and I was able to, like, kick off and go up to the top to just get a breath of air, I was getting tired. And to think, like, well, fuck it, let's just, like, there is the ground. Walk up the side and push on the fucking ice that you just fell through. You should be able to. No, that didn't work either. So it's like, so I'm sitting there, like, gasping for air, like I'm definitely drowning. At the same time, I'm under the water, like, looking around, like, what the fuck do I do at this point, And, getting my arms frozen, like, my freaking, when I was able to get up, I was able to grab the ice, and as long as I didn't move right away, I actually froze myself to the ice without moving my arms. Like, every time that I tried to climb, that was not happening. So I froze my little arms to the fucking ice. And from there, once my coat was nice and frozen to the fucking ice, like frost, then I was able to get my one leg up. And then I was able to get my other leg up. And then even then, the ice started to, like, crack, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going back in. It's like I just laid there, man, and it's like I started to peel myself from fucking one part to the neck until I got close enough to the edge, which was only like, maybe 4.5 feet away. Like, it was so close. Give me a fucking break, man. So I'm not putting all that in there. I'm just trying to find a way to word that. And then, basically, like, like, I remember, like, before we even got, like, 200 feet away like literally like 200 feet away, like I was frozen. Like my fucking clothes were like, my clothes were like completely frozen to the point where like I had to like walk like I was literally like, and that's funny too. Like I wanted to throw that in the song too. It's like, you know, my mom and me, like one of our shows that we watched later on when I got older was South Park. I said, Mom, she woke up one morning and she came out, she's like, what are you watching this for? And I'm like, Mom, it's funny. And we ended up watching like 1 or 2 episodes of South Park, and then the next night I turned on South Park again, and my mom would come out and watch South Park with me again. And it's like, you know, but literally that day, all those years ago on Easter morning, I literally, by the time I was out of the 200-foot mark, by the time I was like at like the 300-foot mark, only got like another like 200 feet to go to my house, my front door. That's how, like 500 feet away from my front door, pretty much. Probably less in a direct line, but you had to walk this way and then that way to get there. So I'm literally like less than probably 500 feet away from my front door. And at that point, I'm like less than 200 feet away from my front door, and like my entire body, my clothes were so stiff I couldn't walk. I had to like shimmy like I was fucking a part of South Park, man. It was fucked up, man. It was fucked up. I was blue. I was fucking blue. Like my face, my fucking fingertips, everything was fucking blue. Wow. Which makes me wonder to myself, with all the other shit that's going on with the Church of Scientology, and like, you know, like the devil, Mr. Sean Allen, and you know, like, you know, Lisa that used to come to my house and be dropped off at my doorstep, drugged out of her fucking mind. And it's like, and then to think that my cousins used to go to school with Lisa out here, but I never came out here. The only time I ever came out here was to shut down fucking them killing children. That's the only time I was ever out here, right? Some willingly fucking not knowing, and then some fucking parts were definitely orchestrated. It doesn't matter. Only time I ever came out here was because they were fucking killing kids. That's the only fucking, and eating people and fucking whatever else they were fucking doing out here. But it makes me think of myself. It's like, wow. It's like, you know, it's like, it's kind of interesting that I say this story, and I'm like, well, that's what happened the day that fucking I fell through the ice. Is that, you know, I'm trying to put that in the song about, you know, basically I was turning blue. Like, I remember my mom and my dad, like, I remember they were like, we're gonna kill you. I was like, I'm already almost dead. You know, it's like, why would you do that? You know, it's fucked up, man. But they were like,